Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News starts now.
Health officials on high alert after another case of coronavirus has been confirmed in Southern California. We'll tell you where that person is being treated.
And it's been a busy past couple of days in Tulare. We have the latest in farming technology on display at the final day of the World Ag Expo.
And if you love your dogs and have some of your own, we do have a health alert that you need to be aware of.
Good morning and thanks for staying with 23 ABC News at 6:30 a.m. I'm Danielle Kern.
And I'm Mike Hart. Let's begin with CHP Officer Robert Rodriguez standing by with the latest on what's happening on our roadways. Robert?
Thank you very much, Mike. Again, good morning, everybody. Here to Bakersfield, still a very good traffic commute. Not much happening out there on our local roadways or freeways. Really no major issues or delays. And we are still, again, having that issue with that vehicle that stalled out in traffic lanes on Highway 46. Now they're putting it closer to Kex Road, which is a little further west of Highway 33. So, again, just be careful if you're out that way this morning. If you are going to make your travels out of town right now, again, so far so good. Your major routes are all open. That's my look at traffic. Elena, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you so much, Robert. So as we take a look at our traffic now, you can see a dry weather pattern dominating for the region. With that, yesterday was 72. Average for this time of year in Bakersfield, 62. And the great thing about that is it was sunny skies. We have some moderate air quality out there, and that is much of the same today. It is cold right now to start, though. 43 in Bakersfield, now at the freezing mark in Delano. Still in those 20s, and it has been for several hours in Tehachapi. At the freezing mark for Fraser Park, and below the freezing mark for most of the desert. So a chilly February start, and then feeling almost like April later this afternoon. Look at several hours in those 70s later today. We'll talk about Valentine's Day for tomorrow and what you can expect at the World Ag Expo today coming up.
Health officials in Southern California have now confirmed a second case of the coronavirus, the COVID virus, among Americans evacuated from China.
Officials say both patients are being treated at a hospital at the University of California, San Diego.
Now, they were evacuated from the Chinese city of Wuhan, which is considered ground zero for that outbreak. The two patients were then quarantined at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar. Now, this announcement brings the total number of confirmed cases in the U.S. to 14. About 60 more cases are still pending. Hundreds of U.S. evacuees still waiting out that mandatory 14-day quarantine at military bases in 3 states.
And the Japanese health minister has confirmed 44 new coronavirus cases on board the Diamond Princess cruise ship, which remains docked in Yokohama, Japan. More than 3,700 passengers and crew have been trapped on board the quarantine cruise ship since February 4th. The announcement brings the total number of confirmed cases to 219, including one Japanese quarantine officer. This comes shortly after it was declared that elderly patients who had tested negative for COVID would be allowed to disembark the ship. The significant increase in cases sheds doubt on the previously scheduled end to the quarantine on February 19th. Back here at home, a local pho restaurant in Tehachapi has been closed by the Public Health Department after failing a recent health inspection. The Blue Ginger Pho restaurant, located on West Valley Boulevard in Tehachapi, was shut down. According to the department, inspectors found multiple health code violations, including dead cockroaches in the soda station area, on the flooring, and under sinks. Other violations include a lack of sanitizer in sink areas, a severe grease buildup on filters in the stove exhaust hood, a pot of soup without a lid stored on the floor, and raw meat sitting out in the kitchen area. The restaurant will remain closed until violations are fixed and the restaurant is re-inspected.
California authorities are warning pet owners of an unusually high number of canine distemper virus cases in wildlife populations. The Department of Fish and Wildlife say unvaccinated domestic dogs can actually contract the disease through contact with food or water bowls that infected wildlife can get access to. Canine distemper virus can infect a wide range of carnivores, but gray foxes, raccoons, and skunks are the most commonly impacted. Fish and Wildlife says pet owners should be vigilant about keeping their animals from coming into contact with wildlife. Distemper can cause respiratory, neurological, and gastrointestinal illnesses. Now to the latest on the California primary, scheduled for March 3rd as voters in Kern County prepare to head to the polls or mail in those ballots. Information about local measures impacting our county are not on Kern County's election website. Now, audio of the measures and candidate statements only recently posted on that site after 23 reached out to the election office numerous times.
Is it concerning that they don't have information about the measures on the county's website?
It kind of is, and it seems a little bit difficult for me to find a non-biased explanation of what's going on.
County spokeswoman Megan Person was not able to confirm the absence of that information yesterday, but did send a link to 23 ABC of the state's website. However, information about those measures was not posted on the website when we looked into it. We also reached out to the Secretary of State's office to see if counties statewide are struggling with preparation since the primary election was moved up to March. So far, they have not responded. For more information on alternative sources you can use to learn about these measures, go to our website, turnto23.com.
Well, it is the third and final day of the World Ag Expo up in Tulare. Farming companies from all over the world have come to the Central Valley this week to learn about the latest in farming technology.
That's right. And 23 ABC's Daniela Garrido has been learning a lot as well. She joins us live from Tulare with the latest. Daniela?
That's right. I have been learning a lot, but something that I think is so great is the Ag Ventures Museum, and it is for our future farmers to learn a lot. And check this out right here. It actually teaches them how to make cheese, thicken, separate, press, ripen, and then we have how to make ice cream, or how ice cream is made, blend, heat, whip, blast. And I just think this is so great because it really teaches those future farmers that food doesn't just pop up in your fridge. It is made, it is harvested, and it's right here in California. And last year, I don't know if you guys remember this. Who remembers this? Because I am being triggered by it. It actually shows you, it's like a stimulation of how these cows are milked. And look, when I take out my finger now, you're gonna see it's gonna be red, because it was last year at least. Let's see, look at that, red. And over here we have Carissa, who was with us last year, but she has something really cool to show us this year, and it is how much water it takes to build this burger.
Yes. So how much water in gallons does it take to produce one cheeseburger? So we like to educate children that come through the Ag Ventures Learning Center how much water it takes to produce your food. Not so they're thinking, oh my gosh, that's so much water, we need to change our thoughts of how to eat, but how we can do ways to conserve our water so our farmers can continue to grow all this yummy food that we like to eat every day. So let's see how much water it takes to produce your cheeseburger.
You can actually just pull this apart, and we're just gonna show the top one because we don't have a lot of time, but bun top, 11 gallons of water.
11 gallons. So for one total cheeseburger, it takes 698.5 gallons of water to produce one.
That is crazy. Well, thank you so much, Carissa, for showing us this new thing. And if you have little kids, they want to be future farmers, you have to bring them to the Ag Ventures Museum. It is just so great. So for now, we're live in Tulare. I'm Daniela Garrido, 23 ABC News, connecting you.
All right, Daniela, thanks. The Walter Stern Library at California State University Bakersfield is honoring Black History Month with an exhibit now through February 28th. The university says it acknowledges a painful and difficult history while also celebrating the societal and cultural contributions. The exhibit consists of 4 floors, which include a lot of things, a portrait gallery. There's also going to be bookcases and research displayed as well. You can check it out again at the Walter Stern Library until February 28th.
Shafter residents will be speaking with the California Air Resources Board today about air pollution. Residents will be discussing plans to reduce emissions and improve the air quality levels in the city. It's the first time a hearing will be held in Shafter where residents will discuss the city's community emission reduction program. That hearing set for later this afternoon at 4 p.m. in the Shafter Veterans Hall.
When a natural disaster hits Kern County, do you know what to do to be safe? Well, Taft is holding an emergency preparedness meeting today to inform residents about what actions you need to take to keep you and your family safe. That meeting begins at 5:30 at 500 Cascade Place. Those in attendance will be going over emergency response protocols along with information available on Kern County response teams.
Cal State Bakersfield is gearing up to hold another active shooter training for students, staff, and faculty. Set for tomorrow, it'll be presented by CSUB's police department. They'll go over what to do if there's an active shooter on campus. University police say they'll talk about the history of active shooter incidents, methods on locking down, and what to expect of a police response on campus. Again, the training set for tomorrow from 10:45 to 10:30 a.m. in the Runner Cafe's Stockdale room.
All right, switching gears now, we have this Valentine's Day poll up on our 23 ABC Facebook page. We found out that the average person on Valentine's Day spends about $136 on their sweetheart for the holiday. Now, we asked you on our Facebook page here, is that too much to spend, or can you really put a price on love? About 62% of you said, yeah, that's too much to spend. 38% said, no, you can't put a price on love. So far, about 120 of you have voted. We want to hear what you have to say. Some of you saying
saying, I don't think you need to spend that much. Just some flowers and some cards are enough. Others saying that that really adds up. And then we have someone down here saying all they want is this, a heart-shaped taco platter. I mean, Orlando, you're not wrong. But we do want to hear from you. So this is again up on our 23 ABC Facebook page. Let us know what you think.